Hey guys, welcome back. So today I bring you my first of hopefully a few holiday makeup tutorials. This is my favorite time of year for makeup because the glitter, all of the glitter can happen and it's okay, at least in my head. And quite frankly, I don't do that much. I've been to the one and only holiday party I think I'll probably go to this year, except for actual Christmas with my family. So this will be a really cool opportunity to play and go a little nuts with the holiday makeup. So that's what we're gonna do. So in today's look, I'm feeling something silvery green. I have a vague idea in my head. We'll see what actually happens. As you can probably tell, I already have my foundation on, my brows on, but I kind of stopped there because I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen with the eyes, so I didn't want to get too crazy with everything else. So, let's dive in. Now, I've already primed my eyes with my good old Wet n Wild Fergie primer. All right, so first I'm just going to put in a kind of flesh tone color as a transition, and I'm actually not going to use Soft Peach from the Anastasia palette. Oh, I know. Going back into the birthday suit palette from Hard Candy. And I'm going to take this really pale, it's almost kind of a pale pink shade actually, over on this end and just kind of work that over the brow bone. Well, through the crease and up the brow bone. Again, just to make everything else blend in easier. And I'm actually going to keep with this palette just to mix it up a bit. I get tired of using the Anastasia palette, even though it's so great, which is why I use it all the time. But I'm going to mix it up here. So, and keep this a little bit more both budget friendly and not limited edition. So let's go in just to add some depth to the crease. I'm gonna go into this, it's almost kind of like a khaki shade at the end. Going in with a base shadow brush from Real Techniques. So taking that khaki shade and just very lightly bringing it into the crease. I want to keep as much of the front part of the lid space open, so when I bring this crease shade towards the inner corner, I do lift it up a little bit. Again, with that hooded funness. That is my eye shape. I want to give myself as much lid space for the really, really pretty silver shadow we're going to be using. If you're wondering what's on my nails, by the way, these are a couple of the Wet n Wild limited edition nail polishes, which are flippin' awesome. As you know, I was not the biggest fan of most of the eyeshadow palettes, but these nail polishes are awesome. If you want, I can do a quick little video on, I have 5 of them, I think. I don't have all, I think there's one that I didn't find. But, I mean, if you want to know more about them, let me know and I will make that happen for you. Okay, so now going back into this Hard Candy palette, I'm going to take this dark brown shade, tap the end of that base shadow brush in, and do that little kind of V shape. Just at the outer edge of my eye. Making a very sexy face while I do that. Oh gosh. Now taking a fluffier brush, this is the angled crease brush from Real Techniques. Oh, it's so soft. And just blending that in more. Really making that quite soft. So going back into that khaki shade, again, just on the tip of the base shadow brush, and I'm going to bring that pink all the way through, all the way along that lower lash line. Now you could definitely use a smaller brush for this, and I'm thinking now that I should have, but I didn't. So there we go. I just realized I have to leave in like 10 minutes. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So now going in with the Real Techniques accent brush into that darker brown shade that we used on the outer corner. And again, just bring that down to the outer corner of the lower lash line. And I'm actually going to use that to just kind of deepen the outer corner on the upper lash line, just so they look a little bit more even. So going in with maybe not the best blending brush, but again, that base shadow brush, and just kind of softening that in a little bit more. Just quickly, because I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's bring the Sorry, try to be aware of making noise while I talk, so I can cut out any noise making that I make, because it annoys me, so I imagine it annoys you too. So I'm going to bring in the green. You know, whatever green shade you have around, whatever kind of tone you want this to turn into, do that. All right, so I'm going to take that Cool as Cucumber shade on. I have such a mess in front of me right now. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to take a shading brush, Real Techniques shading brush. Well, I think we've established that I don't really have to say Real Techniques because that's basically all of the brushes that I have. And just going to blend that gently over top that outer corner. And then that shading brush to soften it in. Also want to take that green along at least that outer corner of the lower lash line. Just to tie it in with the top. All right, now the silver I want to use is one of the NYX Prismatic shadows, and this is in the shade Tin. And it's a really pretty pale silver. It's not like a steely silver. I just really like the shade. And actually, I'm just going to put this on with my finger. I'm going to swirl my finger in there. I mean, yes. And just tap that onto the lid where there's no shadow yet. It's going to look a little awkward before we blend these two together. So pretty. I'm actually going to take that shading brush and just very lightly blend those in. Now I do actually legitimately have to leave really shortly, so I'm going to do the mascara, throw on just a little bit of blush, and I'll come back and do the rest because I want to, I want to go full out. I want to put lashes on. I want to do the rest of my face. But for the moment, let me get, presentable to the world. I'm actually going to Ulta, so I want to look somewhat, decent. So I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm actually going to use this sample of the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. The brush is a little bit ridiculous on this. It's quite big and bulky. But it's the least natural looking mascara that I own at the moment. So let me throw on some concealer. Of course, Urban Decay Naked Skin. The fact that I didn't ask for more of these for Christmas just astounded me just now. Maybe I'll grab one at Ulta. I'd like to get a cool one. Like a pinky toned one for under the eyes. Not that this doesn't work, but just because I love this goddamn concealer so much. You know, Miss Drugstore Queen over here, willing to buy a $30 concealer. God damn it. Why is it so good? Okay, I'm going to blend this in. Throw a little bit of this Romantic Rose blush on, just in case I change my mind later. And head out the door, and I will be back later to finish up this look. All right, so I'm back, and we're going to keep going. Quite honestly, I mean, this is a really pretty look as is, but I need to keep adding stuff to it. So I'm going to put some eyeliner on. I don't think I'm going to do a wing, but I do want to still use my liquid liner. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild waterproof one, just to line the lash line. I want it to be a pretty thin line. I don't want this to be a heavy liner look. If you have more space on the end of your eye, mine all folds in, so it doesn't really make a difference. You could, I mean, obviously you could do a wing if you wanted to, but you could do a little kind of like wedge triangle shape, which will help to kind of pull the eye and make it a little bit more cat-like without doing the whole big flick, if that makes sense. If you watch Sharon Farrell's video, she does that a lot with liner because she has that kind of eye shape. I'm going to put some lashes on, and some interesting ones too. I usually just kind of go with the demi-wispy sort of lash, but these are the Ardell 402s. Waiting for that glue to dry down. Da 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 da. Professionals use tweezers. I honestly find it easiest to just use my finger. Place it down. It's the inner corner that always gets me because my eye is like, what are you doing? What are you bringing into this really sensitive area? And just, you know, twitches like mad. Ah, all right, success. So I'll let that dry while we put the other on, but then you can see the difference. Lashes and no lashes. All right, lashes are on. I used too much glue, as I usually do, so gonna let that dry for a moment. And gonna finish up the rest of my face, and a couple little things I want to play with the eyes. But since this is Glam Holiday Fun, I'm gonna contour. I did put some bronzer on very lightly with my Real Techniques blush brush. Used the e.l.f. Bronzer blush duo that I always use, the St. Lucia palette, just lightly on the cheeks. Because I was going out, I didn't want to put blush on because I wasn't sure what the rest of this would turn into. So I just put a little bronzer on so I looked a little bit less crazy out in the world. But now I'm taking my NYX Powder Blush and Taupe Real Techniques cheek brush. And just working that under the cheekbone. And then up through the hairline, just, you know, so it doesn't look like one stripe. All right, I want to bring a little bit more green into this look. So I am going to go into that Wet n Wild Camouflage Couture palette and take this kind of medium toned green at the bottom there. I'm first going to take that with the Real Techniques accent brush along the lower lash line, just to kind of see how it ties in. Because we did keep most of the shadow at the outer edge. I just want to bring this towards the center. Now I'm actually going to put a little bit of that green on my angled shadow brush. Just kind of dot that in and just again go along the upper edge of both eyes just to add that little bit more green. And also that will help to tie in with the bottom. I'm bringing that quite far up again just because that's the space I have to play with. If you have more lid space, you can keep this more concentrated on your lid. I'm going to add another layer of the Perversion Mascara on my bottom lashes, just because the top ones are so kind of crazy. I feel like I need a little bit more balance on the bottom. All right. Whew, I have been in the second portion filming for 25 minutes. I think there are probably like 3 minutes of actual usable footage. I don't know where I am in my head right now, but it's not right here. So I'm coming back. I'm bringing it back. And we are just about done. Now the lips. My thought is to go dark with the lips. How we feel about that? I feel really good about it. So we're going to try it out and see. This, by the way, is, yes, Scarlet from Bite Beauty. I'm going to put the littlest bit of blush on just because I need to do that. So I'm just going to go into my Romantic Rose because it's really neutral and pretty. And just dust a little bit on my cheek just to add a little bit more color. Although this might also be nice just with a little bit more bronzer. Be a little more golden on the skin. But that was in front of me, and I need to come back to earth or something. I'm not sure what's going on with my brain right now, but, whew, is that it? That might be it. Inner corner highlight. I always forget inner corner highlight. Now I have this Wet n Wild Mega Shimmer, which I brought out to put on my inner corner, but I forgot that it's not a pigmented shadow. It's just shimmer. So I am going to go in with a shadow first. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in with that same NYX Prismatic Shadow in Tin. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to do that. Last but not least, I just want to add a little bit more liner just to one eye. I noticed, just want to make sure my lash band fits in with the rest of my eye, and it's fine on this side, but this side needs a little. Will help. There we go. All right, so there it is. Finished. Holiday, Glam, silvery green, crazy lashes, crazy lips, crazy everything. Look, yay. Now, I'm already kind of shiny. This is as much highlighter as I need. You can obviously add highlighter if you don't have this issue, which I'm a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that is it. I hope this video comes together. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any requests for holiday looks, let me know, because I'm so on fire right now. It doesn't seem like it right now, but I am. In my heart, in my head, I am on fire with the holiday stuff. I want to do lots more, so please leave any suggestions, requests below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.